Welcome to
Chats from the Peak,
where God's favorites link up. My name is Lara.
I'm Memi.
And this is Chats from the Peak. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Chats from the Peak, which is our podcast extension for our marital support platform.
Sorry.
It's okay. Can't get it right. Perfection is something that...
It's not real.
It's not real.
It's not a thing.
Actually crazy, because I didn't do it on purpose, but that's what our episode was about today.
Oh, it is?
Didn't do it on purpose, but
Holy Spirit.
I have realized that I just can't be perfect, and that's okay. But yes, so Marriage Pinnacle is our platform that is geared towards marriage. Oh my God. It's all right. I have been working hard today. But it is our marriage support platform geared towards millennial couples of color, where we provide resourcing, social aspects such as our community building events, our coaching platform, our courses, all of the things that we provide to support marriage at the end of the day. That is our goal.
Our goal here is to make sure
Thank you.
that we help to support healthy marriages that in turn build healthy families, which in turn build healthy communities, and that's all we're trying to do here at the end.
Bottom line.
All we're trying to do. Not
so
too
forgive
much,
us.
you know.
If this is your first time here, this is not usually how we are, but forgive us for the sloppy intro. It's okay though.
Sloppy.
Well, to me, you know when you just like kind of spit it out and you kind of got used to it.
No, you was eating it earlier.
Yeah, and I wasn't eating it today.
Hungry.
Hunger is definitely doing me. But thank you for joining us. So for those of you who do not know, Memi and I are two Nigerian firstborn American women who are married, been married for, double digit gang.
She just hit 10 weeks, 2 weeks ago. 10.
Play with me if you want to.
She just hit 10 years.
10 years. Don't touch
Sorry.
me. 10 years. 10 years. So
10
5
years.
and 5. 10 years, not
10
weeks.
Years. Sorry. 10 weeks is not even a drop in the bucket.
But literally people be trying to have podcasts after 10 weeks of marriage. Like,
it's okay. Relax.
Like, it's okay.
Let's
even as 10 years is still not, it's like, I still feel like a baby in this thing. I mean, I feel like I got a little bit of weight under me, but I feel like I still have a lot to learn.
You never stop learning.
Yeah, and at least that's what we try to be as authentic as possible. We try to be as real as possible, because marriage is no cakewalk, and we're learning every single day, trying to get right every single day, and are super grateful for our husbands who are with us every step of the way. Yeah. So shout out to Dapo, shout out to Sola. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Okay. So today, let's get into the internet chokehold first. Yes. You get into that first, and then we'll kind of lead into the episode.
Okay. So, yeah, as she says, our episodes are typically, we introduce ourselves, we do our internet chokeholds, which is typically like something that we see trending, something that we see a lot on social media, but we just kind of tie the impact of social media and try to connect it to like a marriage, something that we experience in our marriage, or just our lives as, grown women.
Yeah.
And after that, we kind of like segue into our relationship gems, which is where you get out your pen and your paper, and we try to leave tips and things that kind of really like help you on your journey. Yeah. So today, our internet chokehold is about the snapback.
Ooh, child. Hallelujah.
The ever so oppressive snapback.
Oppressive is a great word. It's a great word.
So if you don't know what a snapback is, it is when a woman has a baby and then you see the baby and you're like, oh, great baby, beautiful baby. Then you see the woman and you're like, did you just have a baby? So that's what we're talking about today. Just kind of like the pressure that comes with that. Yeah. And, how do people deal with that? I know my first triggering snapback was Nico Hart.
Shout out to her. She a DMV girl. She a DMV girl. So we love you, Nico. But when she had her son,
and then he was like a day old.
It was like, don't you know when they say baby where?
Baby where?
I was like, ain't no way she popped this baby out.
The stomach was flat. The abs were there.
No, shut abs. Shut abs. Right after she had her
Right?
baby.
And it's crazy because it's like, as adults, we understand, like, you can't compare yourself to
No.
a woman that is extremely rich, has means that you could only really, like, dream of,
Yeah.
right? She has a chef. She has a personal trainer that comes and knocks.
And then also, outside of even all that rich enough, like, this also thinks it's just genetics,
Something
right?
like it's genetic.
Genetics. Let's put that out there because I'm not going to
Number
say that's
one.
because she's rich, right? But
Yeah.
genetics play a part too.
Yeah.
Your
And
body makeup.
So it's even worse because
Yeah.
it's like now you're comparing yourself to someone that
Yeah.
was literally just born like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so for me, it was kind of like you see that, and I had a baby around the same time as her,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like you see that, and it's like, does she have two heads?
Yeah, she does.
Like, what's my own problem,
Yeah,
right? And
what's
you
going
start
on?
internalizing that stuff,
Yeah.
and you're just kind of like, my child's about to go to kindergarten, and here I am still looking like a roly poly. I still got 40 pounds. I have never seen. I have yet to see my pre-pregnancy weight. Like, what are we talking about? That thing is gone.
It's crazy.
You know?
No, it's definitely it is when you look, and the thing is, like, you don't even got to look to the rich and famous, baby.
Yeah.
Like, you can just. It is because the thing is, like, we have a marriage platform, right? So if you go to Marriage Pinnacle, whenever we're on our page, like, all of our For You is centered around, like, relationships,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like it's the same thing for, like, whatever stage of life you're in. That's kind of what you see a lot of. So you see, somebody who's just married, all you see is, like, wedding stuff. Or somebody trying to get married or just got engaged. It's all wedding stuff.
Yeah.
You see somebody who's just had a kid. You typically see a lot of, like, baby
Kid
stuff,
stuff,
kid stuff.
yeah.
You see somebody trying to get back in shape. You see nothing but, like,
Squats.
and
Workout.
bodies that are like
Yeah.
A1, right?
Oh my
And so,
God.
like, when you see that, and, like, all you see is, like, people who, like, are meal prepping and doing protein shakes and in the gym every single day, and then they have this, they portray this life where they're still able to balance everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
And that's such a good point because
Yeah.
the algorithm is based
It's
on what you like, right?
Absolutely.
But it's like 10 steps above
Yes.
where you are.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm looking at the algorithm because I want to get my hair done.
Yeah.
Right. So I start seeing these hairstyles that are like, you know what I'm saying, like 10 levels above.
I just
what
wanted
I can achieve.
I wanted a bow straight wig.
I want a
That's
wig,
all.
but now I want color. I want cut.
I never pictured myself. I never picked.
I want
Look
a
at these
$2,000
braids,
wig now.
dog. Look at the braids. I am a 1B black girl, and I got color in my hair because
It looks amazing though.
Oh, thank you.
But still, I think that's such a good point.
Yeah.
Like the algorithm, it shows you what you're kind of like looking for.
Yes.
But then it like takes it to the next level, and then it now enters digs it in.
Digs in.
You know what I'm saying? By showing you things that are that you just feel, and it just becomes overwhelming. It becomes overwhelming. You feel like it's unachievable. You feel less than. It starts knocking away your.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
Yeah, put your phone down when you get to that point.
Yeah, and I feel like. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I was gonna say on the other point because we talked about Nico Hart genetics,
Mm-hmm.
but then we also have celebrities like Cardi B and Black China, and they'll tell you like, I just had a baby and I'm gonna still get plastic surgery.
Bottom line.
The next week. As soon as the doctor
I'm
cleared
going
me, I
to
was on
what?
the table.
Can I actually do it all at once? Can I just get snipped and tucked right there? Like, just let's do all one go.
Tie the tube. Can you
Yeah.
get up? Can you know?
Yeah.
So
So there
it's-
is. Yeah, that's the opposite side.
It's the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Because it shows the lengths that people are willing to go through to protect that image and keep that look, that look,
Good. That's good.
right, that they want.
That's
and
good.
to the point where when I had Daya, I was like obsessed with plastic surgery.
Bruh, you done pointed me in the direction of a couple
I have
great.
given you the titty doctors. I will give you a booty doctor. I will give you
me.
tummy tuck doctor.
I'm like, wow, that's actually great work. You are not lying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
anything you need.
Yeah.
I'm the plastic surgery resource because I have ADHD, so I went down a rabbit hole one day.
Yeah.
All it takes is one thing, and I'm going to become an expert. And
That's
give me 2
crazy.
weeks, and I'm an
That's
expert.
crazy.
So that was me when I had my kid because I became so obsessed with how my body looks afterwards.
It's hard. And like, let's not even talk about like, because we both have 2 kids, right? And so like, I could just think of. I remember having Levi, and the difference that like working out with Levi and working out with 2 kids, it is night and day. With Levi, I don't even know how I did it. With Levi, I worked out with three friends, and at the time, I believe I was the only one who had a child. Yeah, I think I was the only one who had a child, and then the other two were pregnant, right? And so we worked out. The other two were pregnant, and then the third was she was just engaged, right? And so I would pick up my son from school or from daycare, drop him at home, and then go and work out.
Can you imagine?
At 6 p.m.
Serious. That's a serious
to
question.
go and work out. I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, how did we do that? Because now we both have 2 kids.
Yeah.
And you said 6 who?
6
p.m. is prime time cooking, dinner, homework,
Look,
extracurricular activities.
That is when the world is on fire.
It is like
6 p.m.
booming.
Yeah.
When everybody else is turning down, we are turning up in our household.
Yeah.
Because 6 p.m. to go where?
Yeah. Now you say, hey guys, I'll be back.
I'll be right back. Tell them like what and to do what?
Go ahead.
Before, like, cause Levi, he was drinking milk and like little something
and Gerber and mashed bananas
and bananas. So like it was nothing to work out, and I could do dinner real quick.
Yeah.
But now it's full-fledged like homework, extracurricular. Everything is going on.
6 a.m. or nothing.
6 a.m. me
or nothing.
If I have not worked out, Memmy, before 9 o'clock,
it's not happening.
It's above me.
Actually, it does.
It's above me.
Yeah, actually it does.
Like if I
don't work out at all. I haven't worked out in so long. So
speaking of. So myself and Memmy, so it's not me, but myself.
Oh.
Myself and Memmy are in an accountability group. Yeah, I'm absolutely doing that. Because you heard what she said. She said she doesn't work out.
I used to. This has just been it's not been a workout. The focus for the year is not working out.
So we're in an accountability group, right? To this day, she's still in there. She got kicked out the group, begged to get back in the group.
Begging in a stretch. I asked.
She begged to get back in the group because she got kicked out. And asked me if the girl has worked out since then. At least me, I'm trying. This one right here, she on FaceTime with me while I'm walking. She eating chips.
What you doing?
Eating chips.
Walk around the neighborhood.
But anyway, it's all right.
You got a nice neighborhood to walk around in.
No, you don't have a nice neighborhood. That's what we using.
People got pit bulls in Waldorf.
I'm not doing that. People have pit bulls in Waldorf.
You see people walking around with sticks. Do I look like I have time for that? I don't. But what did I do? I went to go get a treadmill and put it in my garage.
And have you used it? All right.
No comment.
So back to the snapback and how difficult it is. It is difficult because again, like your body is different after 1 kid, but then your body real different after 2 kids. It's different. Yeah. You know, you were telling me about some like an influencer.
Yes, my girl. I love her down. My favorite flashing influencer, bar none, Melissa's Wardrobe.
Oh, okay, Melissa. Oh, that's who you're talking about. Yeah,
her, right?
I like her. Yeah, I like her stuff.
I love her. So yeah, she just had a baby. Probably like I don't know when she had a baby because she's kind of didn't really tell us until after. Okay. But she talked about her pregnancy, like kind of a little bit, and like how hard it was, like how sick she was. She was on bed rest, and then when it was time to have the baby, I don't know if it was fibroids or cysts, but she had something fibroids, there, and she basically almost died. She had a baby, and then it was all these surgeries. So she talked about how like traumatic that process was for her. And so, you know, because a lot of us that follow her, like, where's Melissa? Is she okay? Because she's normally very engaging with her. Like, she's very funny. She's very, always posting. Yeah. So when she was going months and months without posting, I had already kind of guessed, like, maybe she's pregnant. She's pregnant, she just got married not too long ago. But so when she came out and told us, like, how traumatic it was, it's crazy. Yeah, it made me just, you know, made me feel for her. And so a couple, like, after she announced it, she now posted a picture like looking beautiful as usual, but she had like her belly showing, and she's normally like a very trim, like amazing body, and then she had like a little like belly pouch, little stretch marks, and you know, still the color is still different, and she was just like, like this is me. This is what I love it. What's up? I love it. I love it. Ain't no snapback, baby. Like this is it. We need more, but the thing is, that is still a snapback, though. And it is still a snapback. It's still a snapback, and it's still kind of like, it's not new, it's not present.
Yes.
Because it's like,
this is where I am.
This is what it is. Like she talked about it, she was like, this body, like people, like I love my stretch marks. Like I have stretch marks, despise them.
Girl.
And she was like, I love my stretch marks because of what my body was able to do.
No, it is a blessing.
It's such a blessing.
It's a blessing.
And I think her having that near-death experience even make, because it's like,
it symbolizes
either I have stretch marks or I could be in the grave.
I can be in the grave.
I'll take the stretch marks.
Every time.
Every time. Y'all can have any. Y'all can take anything
take whatever y'all want.
It.
Yeah.
But as for me in my house, I would enjoy the stretch marks.
That's crazy.
Because
and I feel like
it's on my body. There's stretch marks on a living body.
And I feel like we take for granted, right? Like how, like your body changes during pregnancy and what your body goes through pregnancy, right? And so this is not to knock anybody who's not had a child yet, who is not wanting to have, whatever the case may be. But for those of us who can relate, right? You are 1 foot in and out of life and death. Like,
I think
people don't
even
get
me,
it.
I didn't get it.
You don't get it.
Like, until people started having the conversation around maternal mortality.
I'm telling you.
I did not know that I was literally beating death.
Every time you had a child. Like, it's just, and then not even that though, but then like we are so blessed, right? We have healthy children. We went to the hospital. Like when I tell you and I don't want to digress but too much because I know we have a topic for the episode, but like when I think about like when our parents used to pray and say, we will hear the cry of the mother and the baby, like what that means, people go to the hospital and come back one. It's one of you that comes back. The baby don't come back or the mother don't come back. And like, we have been able to do this twice. You know what I mean? Like twice and we have thriving children. And like, yes, our bodies might not be pre-baby weight, but like we gave life to kids who are like going to impact their generation. Like it's like I cannot, when you deep it, it's like crazy.
I actually don't care.
Like I don't care. Like I mean I care a little bit because I'll be looking at my stomach and I'll be like, oh my gosh,
and just being tongue in cheek. Like, of course we care because we want to be our best selves.
Right.
And all that. But at the same time,
at the end of the day,
the vanity
it doesn't compare. Yeah. It doesn't compare. Real. It doesn't compare. Real. So like I love that transparency. We need more of that. Like, and granted, we're not like momfluencers or whatever. So like, that necessarily might not be something that you will see us doing. But like, when I hear that just brings joy to me because we need to let the narrative be, it's snap present. Like it would be great, and I feel like we kind of talked about this, and I don't know if I'm jumping ahead or whatever. I think I am jumping ahead and I won't. But like, it is so, literally every stage is different, right? Like your single stage is different. Your dating season is different. Your engaged season is different. Your married season is different. Your mom season is different. Your multiple kids season is different. And like, if we keep trying to hold on to the season that we were in the past, like, how do you evolve? How do you evolve? You don't. Yeah. And it's like, I don't think that like, I mean, even as we like prepare for these episodes, it's like when we think about it, like me and Memmy will have these like aha moments, like this is something we really do need to talk about it because like, again, we've been married for like 10 and 12 years. And it's like, even in us being married for like this long, which is technically not long in the grand scheme of things, but like for this long, we're still having these like aha moments.
Yeah. Like, oh wait. Okay.
Yeah, like we're still having it. So like we are just trying to do our part. Again, like you might not relate to this piece necessarily, but like that is really what our platform is about at the end of the day. Like things that we feel are gems and we feel like people should know. Like whether you've been married for 5, 1 year, 20 years, like these are things that we should have and feel comfortable having conversations around, And
I love that. And like today, what we're talking about is we're talking about that pressure of like that pressure it might not even be pressure, it might just be a desire,
yeah,
but to like maintain beauty standard, right?
Oh yeah,
like, to stay fine,
oh yeah,
stay hot for your man, stay looking good, right? Which is a good thing. Like we're not knocking it either way at all, but we're just talking about like what does that look like?
And what does it come with?
Yeah. What does that look like for us?
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of go like Q&A style?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'll start.
Okay.
Laura, what does keeping yourself up or keeping it hot or spicy, what does that mean to you? Like, to some people, it's staying a certain weight. Some people, it's always wearing perfume. Some people, it's keeping yourself waxed.
Yeah.
Some people, it's getting your hair and nails done all the time. Or is it everything? Like,
Yeah.
What do you define as, like, staying fine?
Yeah. So, like, I am a firm believer that, like, my upkeep is very important to me. Like, I would never call myself a designer girl. I have designer things, but I'm not a designer girl, right? But there are some people like drip down all the time, right? And I don't consider that like upkeep, right? Because I feel like I can put outfits together. I can come cute or whatever. And I feel like, but that's important to me. When I leave my house, I cannot look raggedy. I can't. You will never, and this is absolutely no knock to whoever does it, but you will never see me in a bonnet outside. You won't. You won't. You will never see me in a bonnet. The only time you see me in a bonnet is if I'm going to get my hair done. That's the only time. If I'm going to get my hair done, you will see me in a bonnet. But outside of that,
but that's part of your.
That to me is like
part
upkeep.
Of your,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it is part of my
like?
nails.
Yeah,
that is like.
We don't play with our nails.
That one thing about me and Mammy, like we don't play. Like my nails have to be. Granted, I'm only getting them done once a month, but they're gonna be done. Okay. So like my thing is like that to me is very important. That's a part of my upkeep. Like my nails being done is important to me, right? Y'all know I love my wigs. Right now I got braids, but like my hair cannot be looking crazy. I have a house wig. I don't have to answer because it's the same. Yeah, like I have a house wig that's worn in the house.
We're going out. We're gonna
switch out the wig. I'm gonna switch it out. Like I'm gonna switch it out. And if I have the house wig on, I probably got a hat on top of it.
Definitely do.
Do you know what I mean? So like, and I can go out like in a turban or something like that. I can go out in that. But like, as in going out in a bonnet, I cannot do it. Like I said, no knock. But for me, I cannot do it. So like those are things like, and then for me, when I think about size and weight, I know when I don't feel my best. And I'm in a season where I don't feel my best, right?
And say that again. When I don't feel my best.
It's personal, right? Because there are plenty of people who are like, Laura, you look the same. And I'm like, congratulations on your great eyesight. Like, congrats on your great eyesight. The thing about me is that I don't tend to gain weight first in my face. Right. So you're typically seeing my face first, right? And so, and if my hair is up, it just, for some reason, my face, I have an oval head. Yeah. So it's not gonna get so big. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not round. So you're never gonna be like, oh yeah, I saw your face and your face looked fat. No. Yeah. But my midsection, for me, I know when I'm gaining weight. And I'm not a scale girl. I have a scale in my house, but it's not something I get and I step on regularly. Like I know some people who like torture and step on the scale every day. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people. But I know when I'm getting big. Yeah. And I know when I can't suck my stomach in. I know, Mammy, you don't be sucking your stomach in.
I have never sucked my stomach in. I don't know how to. I don't have ab muscles. You need ab muscles to do that. You gotta work out to get that. Yeah.
I know what it looks like to suck my stomach in and to be flat.
And be like,
yeah, I'm like, all right, cool. And when I suck my stomach in and it still look wavy, and it's just like this. It's like, and I'm like, yeah. And that's the stage I feel like I'm in right now. Yeah. And so I do not feel my best. Yeah. And that is for me. And this is personal. Like I feel like I could stand to lose X number of pounds. Yeah. You know. And again, thank you for everybody who don't think that's the case. Thank you. I appreciate it. I receive it. I accept it. But for me, what you say? But for me, I feel like I can stand to lose some weight, right? And so for me, that goes to my personal upkeep. So for me, it's like I don't feel as tight as I feel like I can be. Yeah. You know, I feel like those are the things, but outside of that, like the hair, the nails, like those things, I feel like, you know, being able, because I can go out barefaced, right? Like I don't mind going out barefaced. I don't care. But like I like the times when I'm able to get dolled up and I get real pretty and like I put on an outfit on and I'm like, okay, all right.
I mean, we're girly girl. I think I'm more of a girly girl.
You're definitely more of a girly girl than
me. But you know, I agree with everything you said. Yeah. We're pretty much on the same page with that. Like my nails have to be done. Yeah. I like to put you know, put that ish on. Like, I like to dress.
Yeah,
you know, I like to, my hair look nice.
Yeah.
I like to look well kept. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
I just like to look like, oh, she takes good care
She
of herself.
takes care of herself, yes, absolutely.
She cares about how she presents herself to the world. And that's just that to me. To me, that's part of keeping it hot, keeping it spicy. And not to say people that don't, like, again, we're not talking about anybody else, we're talking about ourselves and our own experience. Yeah. You know, and if you can relate, that's wonderful.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned like smelling good. So like I love, like I'm a perfume girly. Yeah. Like I love a good scent.
I'm actually wearing a perfume she got from me.
Oh, are you? I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I didn't realize that. But yeah, I love a good smell, right? So and this has nothing to do with like smells per se, but like I also am really sensitive to like smells as well. So the minute I feel like I smell musty, it's like I need to go home. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean musty in like nasty way. That's not what I mean.
You just mean like the sweat coming through. Sweat,
like, you know when you feel like you just been out all day.
Yeah, like you smell like outside.
You smell like outside.
Yeah,
like to me, I don't like that. Yeah. I do not like that. And to me, that like I feel like it's like notches off my like my. If I'm giving myself 100, I'm rating myself 100. That's like notches off. I'm like, is that? I can't. Like first of all, I know it's not me because I don't stink. But like, do you know what I mean? Like it's the must like that. It's part of the upkeep.
It's part of it. It's all part of it.
It's part of it.
And there's some people that are a lot more like lax with that, you know.
I like that word, lax. I like that.
A lot more relaxed with that and like don't put as much on themselves, you know. But I feel like if you look good, you feel good. Yeah. And that's just kind of my that's just kind of my stance.
Yeah. Like, and I feel like my girlfriends are the same way because I feel like we're all kind of very similar because we'll be like, is that like smell me? Like I feel like we're so comfortable. Yeah. Nah, that's not you. That's not you. You know what I mean? First of all, it cannot be you. But then like, you know, and I feel like I love that because I feel like we all are like very similar in that where it's not like one person was just like, all right, she doing the most and everybody else is chills. Yeah. It's like we're all, to me, I feel like we're all very much like on equal playing fields, like upkeep, like we all like getting our nails done and stuff.
And I feel like that helps because it's like, you know, there could be a season where you have a friend that is like going through something, and you notice like
what's going on?
It's like real quick. I'm gonna know that something's going on. Like, are you okay? Like, we need to talk. Like, are you going through some things?
What's going on?
Because like other things will cause you to kind of fall off of that. Like, if you see me not getting my nails done, please come and ask me what's wrong.
Memmy?
Please come and have a conversation with me.
First of all, she don't got coffin nails. Then I know she's going through a midlife crisis because I done left her behind. Because me and Memmy was coffin nail girlies. And I was like, Laura, Mams, I think I want to switch it up.
I was like, how dare you?
I was like, I think I want to switch it up. I think I'm gonna try the
and you've been really rocking with the almond.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I remember I went stiletto, but I'm doing it's like almondy stiletto-ish. Yeah. Omeletto.
You know, a couple months ago, I cut my nails off. So I'm like, I need a braid.
Did.
I was like, hey.
Who's this?
I said this to my cousin, and I was like, look at my nails. She was like, hey, go get your nails back. She's like, go get them back now. I said, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah, you definitely was going through. I was like, ma'am, what is going on?
Look handicapped. Like, what? I'm mad.
Yeah, that was different. So that's one thing I feel like. Please don't ever take nothing away from me. If that's the one you think, don't take away my nails. I don't think I've seen my nails bare. And mind you, these are mine, right? So like the length of these nails are mine, right? But I don't think I've had like
the pandemic. Probably the last time for me.
Woo, that's it right there. And them pandemic nails, them nails was on. Pandemic was on in March. Maybe my nails were still on in June. I promise you, and I'm not even lying.
Because you're like, if I take this off, then what?
Then what? I had to wait until somebody decided to open. And I said, I'm going to risk it all, and I'm going to get them done. I'm going to get them done. And I did. But
I love that because it's like, that's just what...
That is me.
That's what makes us feel good.
That's what makes me feel good. It does.
And I feel like every woman should have that.
Yeah,
it may be different than ours.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
Not every girl is a girly girl or like,
for sure.
You know, cares about all that stuff.
Because some people are like really big into waxes. Like, I used to be really big into waxes, right? And so, like, you said no?
I'm like...
You can do it.
Like, I can get a wax. Like I'll get a like another regional wax like 2 or 3 times a year.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Like on vacation, like my wax girl, she's like, "Where you going?" Because she know I'm going somewhere. She don't go to the crib. She be like, "Where you going?" And I be like, "Girl, nowhere."
Nowhere. I just want.
And then she be like, "Oh, okay."
Okay. Yeah. You come on. Not hinting. Come on.
Like,
come see me more often.
But my hair grows so slow all over my body, so it's just kind of like
okay. So that's good. Yeah. So Prime example, I only get my eyebrows done waxed 4 times a year.
Yeah, that's about right.
4, if that, three or 4 times.
Anyway.
4 is max for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. So all right. So Mems, do you feel pressure to keep up a certain look or aesthetic to please your husband?
Do I feel pressure? So yes, I do feel pressure to keep up, but not because he tells me he wants me to look a certain way or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I just, like, my husband's, he's attractive.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, I'm not about to be going out with him.
Looking crazy.
And looking like his mother, looking like his mother.
Oh, introduce me to your mom.
Yeah. God forbid. Just kill me. Yeah, but and my mother used to scare me because I'm like a month older than Dapper, like 5 or 6 weeks older than him. And my mom would always tell me, you don't want to marry a man the same age as you because after you have kids, you're gonna age faster, and then you're gonna start looking like his mom. So it's like that be in the back of my mind. Like when I'm beating my face, like I bet I don't like his mom today. I bet I ain't trying to like his mom tonight. So it's like like that is what fuels me. Like I cannot age faster than him.
There's no way. Not at all.
Yeah, because he don't play.
Yeah.
Like he gonna come correct.
He gonna come correct every time.
And I can't be caught. I can't be the one caught lacking. Like you need to look at it as a unit.
Caught slipping?
Yeah,
Not me.
I can't do that.
No.
Like,
because I'd rather take the L. I'd rather he take the L than me take the L.
Great.
Because I feel like
that's okay.
That's okay.
Patriarchy makes that okay.
Usually misogyny makes it okay.
Yeah.
He's fine. He can have a beer belly. Doesn't matter. No one cares. But the woman gotta be on. The woman gotta be on.
Yeah, nobody wants
to. So I would absolutely. Tala could take the L. I cannot take the L.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to go anywhere and be like, oh, how did you get him? Just finish me. How did I get him? What?
How did he get me? To this day, they still asking me. How your husband pull you? I don't know. I don't know. Golly. I don't know.
You always go too far.
I just went too far? That's too far? Just saying. They used to be like, how to pull you? I don't know. I don't know.
Please.
Psych. Not too much on my husband.
Not too much on cheese.
Not too much.
But yeah, so that's what the pressure comes from. Not necessarily because he's like, oh, you look fat today.
Yeah.
It's never anything like that. He's always kind of like he'll tell me that he's actually never made a comment on my body ever.
Same.
Ever, never, ever.
Same.
But if I'm just kind of like, I'm 240 pounds, he'd be like, God damn.
He's a for real?
Like, man, you only 10 pounds less than me.
Dang.
Like, he'll say something like that.
Ooh, that's enough motivation for me. I'm sorry. There's enough. But maybe that still don't motivate you? Don't touch me. That don't motivate you. That's not enough to motivate you. That would be enough to have me drinking water every day. That's not enough to motivate you? Wow, okay. I don't know what it takes.
I think
okay.
I think my problem is that because I'm tall, I'm 5'10", I'm almost 6 feet tall. So when I gain weight, it takes a while for the weight to for me to feel like I look crazy.
But first of all, you don't look. That's the thing. You don't look your weight. Whatever.
I never
I'm
look
sure
my
that's
weight.
not even your weight now. But I don't feel like you look your weight, right?
Yeah, I'm not 240 right now.
But my point, Mammy, you still not getting to the point, to the root of the matter. If your husband said that,
oh my God. When I tell you, I was crying, laughing because I was laughing.
Tears, not crying, laughing. Tears of sorrow. What do you mean? My husband say I'm only 10 pounds big. Nah.
And if y'all see my husband, he's
big. He's big. Nah.
To be anywhere near his weight is actually insane.
That's enough. Accountability me. Who's trying to take this money? Because I am putting it all on the table. I'm putting it all on the line. Nah, Chanel, you hear this? Nah. That's actually outrageous, Mammy. I'm sorry. I'm actually sorry.
I can't breathe.
It's okay. It's all right. All right, I'm gonna answer. Do I ever feel pressure? Because the Mammy clearly she don't feel no pressure. I do not. So I feel like I put the pressure on myself. I feel like I put the pressure on myself. My husband, Tola has never been like, oh, you got bigger. Oh, you low key. Tola be like, you working out again. I mean, he's like, you not eating again. That's what he said, not eating. When he starts seeing
time for fasting.
When you see an intermittent fasting
time.
When you start seeing a whole bunch of eggs in the house.
When you toast this.
We start seeing strips, like he be like, oh, so you're not eating anymore? Like that's what he'll do.
We're done with food?
Yeah, so we're done with food. Okay. Right. So that's what he'll do that, but it's not like a oh, are you doing it because you need to do it? He's just like, oh, so you're at that stage where you need to you hot?
A little bit hot. I've been laughing because I'm not a fan.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, he be doing that more so because he recognized that Laura, here she go again. Yeah. Like, all right, she dying for some reason, whatever. Yeah. And so I feel like that pressure is all on me and whatever. And for me, like I said, I'm not a girl who likes to get on the scale, but I know the weight that I feel the most comfortable. Right? I feel there's a weight I have that feels the most comfortable for me, and so whenever I do decide to get on the scale, I need to be around that range,
around somewhere.
I need to be around that. And if I'm not. Like if I'm like a little off, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep eating.
And
that's what I was doing. And that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. And now I have strayed. Far from that number. And now I have been humbled. And I'm like, okay, it's time to stop eating.
See, not get on the scale is a gift and a curse because you don't have that.
No, I don't know how
people
are oppressive when it comes to the scale. I can't.
I have my periods of time, like when, and that's kind of why I've detached from any type of diet culture because normally whenever I'm working out, if you see me like work like. You know, old me, I'm working on you me, like I said. But when you see old me, like working out, eating right,
you want to scale every day?
Every day.
And that's the worst. That's the worst.
It's the worst. And then also you know that made me have something to do. You know that means I'm going on a trip.
I'm going on a trip. Somebody getting married.
Somebody's getting married. Or something
that's motivation for me.
Is happening.
That is motivation for me.
That's when you see me going hard.
That is motivation for me.
I have to take that away from myself.
When my sister and brother got married last year?
Oh yeah.
Are you telling me? Are you asking me questions? Was I eat? Did I eat? Ask me last year if I ate.
Well, I had to stop doing that.
Yeah. It's not healthy. We're not gonna go down the rabbit hole. We're not gonna say diet, all that.
But we can do another episode
we can.
Specifically for like diet.
Yeah, we can do that. But like, it's literally when you got a goal or you have something major.
That's what pushes you.
That's what keeps you motivated, right? And so like I recognize even right now, like because I don't have like both of the kids is married. You know what I mean? Everybody good. There's nothing ginger in me like that. Yeah. But I feel like the minute there is, that's when I'm on it. But I feel like that's not consistent, and it's not like there needs to be some level of like consistency across the board.
We need, and if y'all, as you can see, we're having this conversation like literally, it's like y'all are not here. Like, this is how we actually talk. So it's like we need that like motivation that comes from
that intrinsic motivation.
Motivation that's not from anything outside.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm getting back to that. I feel like I am getting back to that because also, like I said, I like to look a certain way and I like to feel a certain type of way, and I don't feel that way right now. So I feel like that is what's motivating me. And I feel like again, when I have a goal, it pushes me harder, but I feel like I'm getting to that place where I don't feel my best, and so I'm like, all right, I need to make some changes. I need to make some changes.
Like, that was me last summer. Getting ready to go to Nigeria for his wedding. I was at Pilates 5.
You were on it, Mammy. You was on it.
I love Pilates. Like I thoroughly enjoyed Pilates. Expenses all get out, but I loved it.
Yeah.
I went to Nigeria and I came back. Pilates could not see me again. Consistently.
Wedding done, finished.
And then it was hard for me to go back. Even though it was, and when I tell you liked it, you enjoyed it. Good.
Yeah.
Like I have these like back pains, I'm busty, shoulder pains, and it's like going to Pilates, I didn't feel anything.
That's crazy.
I felt like a feather.
That's crazy.
Just from going for 6 weeks, 5 days a week. And so it's like, Mimi, can you? Is it hard? Like when you were doing it, was it hard?
Was it hard?
You know what I'm saying? But it's like I realized that for me it's deeper. Like I need to do mental work around it. That's why I say working out has not been my focus for this year because I'm just like I need to build up something that I just do not have right now. Like to get that intrinsic motivation because I got all the old black lady stuff.
You got all
that high blood pressure. It's all pre-diabetes, all knocking on the door. So it's like that should be enough, right?
But it's not though.
But it don't
it's
be,
not
it don't-
enough. Oh no. I mean, if you think about just culturally, like I mean, again, you think about I'm not even gonna say black culture or whatever, but like just like we could say African culture and black culture, right? The food we eat, you know it's not good for you.
Yeah.
Palm oil.
oil.
Just put in everything. And not to say that you can't because it make the food taste good.
And that's my girl.
But like you putting that in everything, and that is the worst type of oil.
Hydrogenated oil.
What?
It's the worst, but it's so good.
And same thing with like okay, you know you eating all these fried foods, and you know you die. You know your mama got diabetes.
Yeah, but why do we do that?
And so it's just like it's not enough. Like that's not enough motivation. It's not.
It's not.
It's not enough. It has to come. It has to be intrinsic. Like I'm doing this because like I need a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's got to come from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So girl, we getting into it, but
I know, off track. Sorry.
I don't think it's necessarily off track, but I feel like it's conversations that I just feel like we need to have. Yeah. We went a little left, but a little left. But so have you ever felt like undesirable from Dapo ever? Even when he said you took away from him. I can't let it go. That's crazy. I mean, you was laughing, crying. That's wild.
You know, I be laughing at everything.
You do.
But have I ever felt undesired? I felt it's the weirdest thing being a woman and watching your body literally change before you like. First of all, I'm gonna talk about the mind of that getting pregnant is right. Like one day you're just a regular girl, and then the next day you got this enormous
belly.
Yeah,
everything.
Like, you know, it's. I don't think anybody can really prepare you for it. You know, it's like it's such a beautiful thing, but it's also scary. It's also nerve wracking.
You just don't know how you're gonna look. You don't like like
my face completely changed. Our face didn't change at all. My face, I look like a completely different person.
No, you did not.
I didn't think so.
No.
I felt like I did. My skin gets really bad. Like it messes with my like acne and all. I get
really. You didn't have acne though.
It's not acne, but I get all these like pimples all over here. Wow. It takes like months to clear back up for my skin to go back to normal. Yeah, it's crazy. Pregnancy does a number on me.
It's just on a number of people. Yeah.
But so it's like all these feelings. Like, am I happy I have this little beautiful chocolate baby?
Yes.
100%.
Absolutely.
And then I look in the mirror. I'm just like, God, did you have to do me like that? No, you had to do me like that. So
was you in the house or you was out? Was you outside or when you was pregnant? Was you inside? You was outside?
I was inside.
Oh, you was inside?
For Daya, I was outside a little bit more because, of course, I was younger. But with T.Y., I was so sick.
Oh, wow.
T.Y. had me sick. Like, nausea from day 1 to week 41.
Really?
Bad nausea.
Like, the whole pregnancy?
The entire pregnancy. I felt terrible. Like, I always say, like, T.Y. would have a little sibling if not for that.
Yeah, you definitely would try to do number 3.
Yeah, I would have just did it. Like, real quick, like, and, like, do it again. But, no, she tore me 2 shreds.
Really?
I was like, never again. I would never do that again. It was terrible. But, you know, I love her.
Of course. That's the
baby girl.
That's what you do.
But, you know, but so I would say that I felt undesirable because I felt undesirable.
Desirable, yeah.
Right?
Okay,
like,
not because he made you feel that way.
He didn't make me feel undesired.
Yeah.
But getting intimate with him, it was so
it's like,
hard.
what do you want? What do you see in this right now? Yeah.
It was literally, what do you see in this? Because I'm like, this is not what you married.
Yeah.
So it's like, I need to go back to that first. Like, let me get her back, and then we can
pick back up.
Again.
Yeah.
We can pick back up again. But and we had one episode where where our guest was saying that when she looks back, she didn't have the words at that time, and I think that's interesting when you look at like your former self. You're like, dang, like if I only had the wisdom or the words that I have now, I could express that to him. Yeah. But back then I couldn't. Yeah. So it was just like, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, like don't touch me. And you hear a lot of women talk and hear a lot of men talk about how their sex life changed. Yeah. Or, you know, couples talk about how their sex life changed after the baby. And it's typically, they have the baby in the bed with us. But a lot of people don't talk about like that. Women don't feel, they feel like strangers.
They feel like they're in their bodies. They just don't feel the same.
It don't feel the same.
Yeah.
And so it's like we can do whatever you want to do, but
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
I'm not
you
into
know?
it.
I'm
I'm not happy with how I look.
Yeah.
You
so
know,
it's, like,
it's just different. It's very different.
So that lack of desire, it came from like me not feeling desirable
Your best.
at all.
Yeah, I get that.
And I feel like that's why when we talk about like working out and it's all it's like a big circle. Like if you do these things, take care of yourself, you feel desirable, which helps increase intimacy. Yeah. Because like I always say, when like when my friends that were like talk about style and fashion, I'm always like, my style is effable.
Yeah.
Like I want to.
Oh, you want your man, you want your husband to be like,
yeah. Like
what's up?
I want to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I hit that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's mine. Yeah.
And so if I feel like I would hit that, then he would feel like he would hit that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and so it's like if I look in the mirror and I wouldn't even want to hit that, if I wouldn't even want to like, look at myself as like beautiful, desirable, it's kind of like, why would he? And it goes back to the self-worth and self-value. But when you're in that space of like, postpartum, none of that. Yeah. None of that is there.
Yeah. So. I feel like it was so different for me for second to third. I mean, what's the second to third? Ooh, child. Nothing. Not a thing. Not a thing. From first to second, I feel like from first to second, I needed to get back on it.
For first.
Like, not to say that I didn't do the same thing with Zion. I feel like I did do the same thing with Zion as well. But I feel like with Levi, that pressure was so much more. Yeah. It was like, oh no, like you big, you big for where you were. Let's put it that way. Relative, right? Like you, no. Yeah. Like this, and it's not about feeling undesirable, because again, I feel like our husbands are, they want us anytime. I mean, whatever. But like
you like it, I love it.
I like it, I love it. But like, I was like, oh no, God no, like Yeah. I don't like how I look naked. I don't. So if I'm not gonna want you to, like, you don't care, but I care.
I care.
And so it just.
I want to give you the best meal possible.
Come on now.
I want to just give you
little like leftovers. I'm gonna get throw the food, throw the touching and everything.
You gonna be full, but did you enjoy it?
Did you savor every morsel? No.
Like, was it delicious to you?
Was it delicious, or did you eat it because you were hungry?
Because you were.
My God. Come on now.
Good girl. Put it on the card.
Like, did you ate because you needed sustenance.
Yeah, facts.
Not because you were about to savor this delicious meal. Yeah. And that's how I felt. Like, I'm like, Mm-hmm. And the fire was, like I said, I was working out 6 p.m. I would be in prison. That's what I used to work. I would be in prison from all the way until 5, 6. Sometimes I would just take my gym bag with me and go straight to the gym, because I said, I don't feel my best. I need to feel right. And like you said, it's the desire. Like, if I know I look good, then if I know I'm doing what I need to, then there's no way my husband not gonna see, like, oh yeah, like that's mine. You know what I mean? Yeah. But with Zion, I also felt like I gave myself more grace with Zion, right? I felt like I had been around the block, and so I just knew what I could do and what I couldn't do. And I knew I had a son who still needed me as well. So like, I had to figure out, what was this gonna look like? Like, when was I gonna work out? Because I can't do it in the evening anymore. Like, so I needed to figure that whole coming to that was just a little bit different the second go round for sure. Yeah.
This episode is helping me, because I kind of feel like I need to. Like, I know I said I'm working on getting things, but I haven't like prioritized it. And I feel it. Yeah. Like again, like we in our big 30s, like you feeling stuff. Like y'all see me in the chair doing like this because my shoulder and back hurt. So it's like, girl, get your core together.
Get your core together.
You need to hold up your back. So yeah. I need to prioritize it.
You'd be a good personal trainer.
Yeah.
Why you yelling, barking?
Yeah.
But you gotta do that.
And I got one. She waiting on me to call her.
See,
I just ain't call her.
Look. Yeah. So do you feel like your mental health was affected at any point? Like
what? Like after the kids?
Yeah, like, do you feel like, because, I feel like you even said mentally, like, do you feel like it affected, like, your mental health affected your desire to want to keep, to keep yourself up?
Like, for sure. Like, I would definitely say, like, I know, In my grief episode, I talked about like grief and depression and how that affected me. Oh yeah, when I was depressed and grieving, I didn't care.
You said work out. What's that?
What's that?
Why?
You know, like wigs, makeup, none of, I didn't care. Like, I didn't care. Like, so yeah, like my mental health is definitely tied to,
of course,
you know, tied to the care that I put in and taking care of myself.
Absolutely.
And like, when, even during those moments when I would like, okay, I'm gonna go on. Or I'm gonna put on the dress and some heels and my makeup and, you know, a good wig. I would feel better. Yeah. Even if it was temporary. You would still feel. Yeah. You know, because it's like, okay, I'm back. You know, like
I see that girl. I see that girl.
Yeah, like hey mams, you know.
Hey mams.
So it's definitely connected, and I do know a lot of people say like how much like exercise helps.
I'm telling you, oh no, the dopamine, baby, like it is a thing. It is a thing, and like if you could do it like the first thing in the morning, it helps like set your day. Like I enjoy like, you know, right after the kids leave, take my go on like a run or a walk or something like that, and like I just feel better. I feel better, and then you got it out the way. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, it really is important, and your mental health is absolutely tied. Like people who, I would say, so that's the thing. I would say I'm pretty cognizant of my mental health, and I don't feel like I've outside of like when I had the miscarriage, and like. Actually, that's not even true. So I would say that when I am not feeling my best, like when I feel that I'm not like where I want to be, and that doesn't have to be like physically, it could just be like in general, like just generally like life, you know, like it's like certain things, I feel like my priority starts to shift. And so I feel like, you know, my physical appearance just takes a back seat because I'm just like, I want to look good, but like if everything else ain't going right or the way I want it to go, who cares? Let me sit in my house and be fat. Like
that is so real.
It's the truth. So real. Everything else is not jamming the way I needed to jam. Like what do I care about working out for? I don't care. You know what I mean? So I feel like that is where, you know, I absolutely feel like it does play a role. And I feel like again, like how you think is tied to how you feel, is tied to what you do and how you behave and act. So it's called the cognitive triad. Like it is very much correlated with one another, right? And so if I'm already telling you I don't feel my best, and I'm thinking nothing you do is good, you're not about to amount to nothing, what's the point of me working out? If there's no point of me working out. So it's all tied together. So I might not say, oh yeah, I was actually depressed, but there's times when I am not feeling my best, and maybe my thoughts are not as like productive or conducive for like a healthy frame of mind, that where my priorities shift, and working out is on the bottom of the totem pole. Looking my best is at the bottom of the totem pole, you know? So I absolutely feel like, and I do feel like that's for a lot of people, and obviously it's to extremes, you know, and it's in varying degrees for people, but I do feel like it's absolutely tied. For sure.
That's really interesting. I never heard the cognitive triad before.
The cognitive triad,
I like that a lot. So do you feel like the whole like staying fine after marriage and kids, do you feel like it should be a two-way street? Like if I gotta stay fine, you gotta stay fine?
I feel like it should be. I feel like it should be. But like, and I only chuckle because I also feel like right now I just know the season of life I'm in. I know the season of life my family's in, and I'm like, my husband like, you gonna get this beer belly and you gonna be very okay with it. You gonna be very okay with it because I'm doing 50 other million things that are priority. And I feel like it kind of goes right back into what I just said, right? So it's not even about like a mental health thing, but it's just more so like you said, it's the hierarchy of like needs, right? Like, I would love to give you 6-pack abs. I would love to give you that. But you also, what time? What time? Well, who gonna take the kids here? Who gonna do this? Exactly. Who gonna do this? When am I gonna sleep? Like the priority is not prioritizing. So like my thing is like, and which is why I feel like it's difficult sometimes when I like, you know, we hear of like men who like want their women to look a certain way. And I'm just like, but
You have a say.
You have a, but you
have mouth to talk.
But you look crazy, and I'm not saying crazy in a bad way, but you're not doing anything.
It's not giving.
To keep yourself up, but you expect your wife to do so. And again, I do believe there is a different pressure ultimately, because again, guys are physical beings.
Yeah.
Like, they are visual, you know, so it is very different for like what catches a guy's attention. And this has nothing to do with even cheating or anything, but like, they're just visual. They look at what's appealing and what's nice. So if you want your husband to be looking at what's nice, it's like we have that pressure to keep it up so that they're looking at us.
Yeah. That's true.
You know, because granted, like I can compliment and say, "Oh, that's a handsome guy," but you're never gonna hear me saying, "Oh my gosh, look at his abs." Oh my god, I'm not about to be salivating over nobody's abs. I can say you have a nice physique. You look nice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like you look. Oh, he is handsome. He looks really good. But how a guy is like drooling because the girl
it's different.
It's different.
I feel like I'm a little bit more visual than probably a normal girl. Like I'll look at a man, the shoulders, like the swimmers are sending me to a spin. The Olympic swimmers. Wow. They're sending me into a spin. The physique on those guys.
No, the physique, yeah. Top tier.
So it's like I like the little, you know what I'm saying? I like the
No. I'm not saying that.
But
no.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people say that. Like, men are visual creatures. And I feel like people say that because women are typically
correct.
Better to look at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just keep it real. Like, women have a lot more going on, you know, like we got this, we got that, we got, you know, we got all these things to like appease that are appealing to look at. Whereas men are just like, hey, like you have nice bone structure. Yeah. What's your height looking like? What's your physique? That's all I got.
Yeah, and I feel like it's to me it's like there's pressure, but I just also feel like I understand, like I could give grace just because of the season. You know what I mean? That's good. For sure. That's good. How about you? And also, you know what he values. Like you said,
exactly,
you know? Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like Dappa, he does not play with his basketball time. Like that is like his mental health thing. Yeah. So if all else fails, I'm about to go hoop. he gonna find a way to get rid of them kids.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
But he like, I'm about to go ball. I'm about to go to the gym.
The day,
put some buckets up.
Never mind. I was about to give an example. I'm not going to do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, because he definitely went to the gym, hurt his knee, had to get knee surgery, and was counting down to when he could go back to the gym. And when I tell you that, I was terrified. I was like,
oh Lord.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Are you sure?
You know what I'm saying? Are you sure? And he was like, I'll be alright. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's been alright, thank God. But you know, so that's kind of his thing. That's his way of like staying fit. And I feel like he's a little bit like you, like where you'll say, where everybody be looking at you like you look fine. Yeah. Like, I feel heavy.
Yeah, I feel heavy.
Like when I bounce, it's not as light. I be like, you look the same, you know? And so, but to him, he's like, I need to make some adjustments.
Yeah.
And he'll get to where he want to be and keep pushing.
That's right.
So he kind of keeps himself in check.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. So what advice would you give? What advice would you give to the girl who feels like there's like too much pressure? They want to lose the weight. They want to lose the baby weight. They don't feel like their man is like, you know, they don't want to make sure their man's eyes is not wandering. Like, what advice would you give?
Well, this is where the gems come in, because I will have a couple of things to say. The first thing I would say is kind of like how we're saying, like we're talking about like the, you know, like the kind of like the needs and like where your mind is. I would say prioritize yourself first, because I feel like
that's good.
You know, as a wife and a mom, you and a daughter and a friend and an employee, like you have all these other things going on, and you kind of fall to the wayside. Yeah. You kind of put your needs to the wayside, and I feel like if you prioritize that, everything else works. Yeah, right. Like if you say, no matter what, at the end of the day, I know that when I go for my walk every morning, or I go to the gym, or I go to Pilates, I feel better during the day. I'm going to make sure that I am getting that done. Yeah, that's good. Well done, mums. That's all good. It happens. Yeah. But I will make sure that no matter what, I'll be able to get that done. Yeah. So I'm I'm not saying like, oh, I just don't have time. I haven't been able to do this in a long time, because then you're affected because you're not getting that dopamine rush that you need, and everybody else is affected.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, even to take it one step further, I think that, like, for me, I think about like a priority. Immediately you said that, I thought about like a priority matrix, right? Where, like, you know, it's important for us to be objective, right?
Yeah.
Where you can say, oh yeah, I'm gonna prioritize working out. What does that look like?
Yeah.
What does that look like? Does that mean you are starting off with 3 days a week? Does that mean you're starting off with 1 day a week? What does that look like? Because I feel like it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work out more. I'm gonna walk longer. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna eat better.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, am I cutting back on my portions?
Right.
Am I not eating after this time? Am I working out? I'm working out between 7 and 8 in the morning. Like, how can you make it objective so that it's data that can be assessed, measured, and checked off the list?
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you have that and you're prioritizing, like, okay, in this season that I'm in right now, this is the most important and this is the most urgent things I need to take care of.
Yeah.
And on that list, working out and feeling your best is number 3.
Yeah.
So if that's number 3, then that means anything after it should not be taking the priority of number 3.
Right.
You know, and I feel like we have to sometimes get into that idea of like metrics, you know, sometimes, you know, we have to.
Because a lot of people don't apply metrics.
They don't apply metrics.
Like personal life.
Yeah,
right?
It's like this metrics is for work, metrics is for school
Yeah.
or for school. No,
Academic, yeah.
it's for everything. When you have data, it informs your decisions.
Yeah.
It informs what you do and what you don't do.
That's really right.
So that's what I would say that for sure.
That's good.
I would also say the same way like your inside is good. I mean, the same way you're working on your outside, you got to make sure your inside is good, right? And so for me, like just the season, not even the season, like for me, my inside has to be good. My mind has to be right.
Yeah.
I have to be doing things that bring me joy. I have to be filling my spirit with things that are helping me get through my day. And that is very much tied to feeling my best, right? Like if I am not surrounded by like-minded women, but surrounded by people who like can pour into me, getting daily word, filling my thoughts and like the things that I think and believe with things of substance, things that are going to help propel my destiny forward, it does not make me feel my best. Like prime example, when I said like sometimes I just don't be feeling my best, I'm choosing in those moments, I'm choosing to listen to a sermon. I'm choosing to read a book, read the word, because that fills me and it helps me kind of get back to a place that I need to be to help me feel good on the inside as well as the outside.
Yeah, I really like that. I think that's really good, because I think a lot of people you look at it like, oh, I don't feel like myself. I don't feel good, and it's like, okay, so. Or you're more worried about like being a baddie or looking fine, but then your inside is all out of whack. So whatever that looks like, make sure you're engaging. And I feel like for the last thing we'll want to share is that, and I feel like this is a hard one for a lot of us. Okay. But I feel like a lot of times as women and just probably human beings, we're always thinking of like. At least for me, it used to be Memmy 2.0. So you're always thinking about like the next version of yourself. Like, I can be a better person, or I can be a better her, or I need to work on this. I need to improve this. And it's kind of like I don't like this person right now, but I'm gonna like
2.0.
I'm gonna like that one.
That version.
When I do all these things to get there, I'm gonna like her.
That's good.
And one of the things that I'm learning in my journey is that I need to love myself exactly how I am, exactly how I present to the world. I need to love myself like that today.
That's good.
Without any work. Like if nothing else ever changes about me, about my personality, about how I move, about how I operate, about my habits, I need to love myself how I am right now. Because when I was going to personal training last year, she told me, and this kind of stuck with me, and it's something I've heard before, but it stuck with me in that moment. It was, if you look in the mirror and you're like, ugh, ew, I hate this, or, oh, I'm so this, I'm so that. She was like, you're not appreciating the body that you have, right? You're basically looking at yourself with disgust, and do you take care of something you don't like? Like, if
good.
you don't like something, how are you able to take care of it?
That's good.
You have to love something in order to nurture it, in order to care for it, in order to treat it with respect, right?
That's good.
So it was kind of like, find that, like, you know, it's all part of like the self-love.
That's really good.
The self-worth and the self-love journey, and loving yourself, loving your body, stretch marks and all. Yeah. Overweight and all, whatever it may look like, you know, disabilities, whatever it is, loving your body exactly how it is. Yeah. Because when you do love your body that way, you're able to, like, say, you know what, I like myself a little bit too much to be sipping on, you know,
I need to cool it. I need to do this.
Drinking a Coca-Cola and a Big Mac. Like, I deserve better than that.
I deserve better. I like that.
Like, she deserves better. Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of where I am in my journey right now, trying to like that. And get to that place.
And I like what you said about, like, the, you know, I'm waiting to get to the 2.0 version or whatever version. And I feel like we do that so much, just not even as women, not even just as human beings. We are always looking at the finish line, right? And it's so crazy because I was just talking to a patient about this yesterday, that, like, we are so fixed on the end result, and we miss completely the journey. Like, we completely miss the journey. And I always say, like, something I say to my patients, like, have you looked back? And what that just means is, like, you have made all of these strides. Have you looked back to where you're coming from? Because I think that we don't. Like, it's the saying, like, have you stopped and smelled the roses? Like, you miss all of the journey. Because there's this goal that you have in mind. And I have been like that. I've been so one-track minded sometimes. When I was in school, the minute I entered school, I was thinking about the minute I was graduating. From the minute I entered grad school, I was thinking about walking across the stage. And again, I did have to come to a place where, like, I had to enjoy the journey. But, like, that right there, you miss all of the hard, like, you take for granted the hard work you put into something. You miss, like, the sleepless nights working on my degree, or the work that you put in the gym. Then when you look in the mirror, you're able to appreciate and value it so much more, that, like, bruh, have you looked back? Like, have you looked back to see where you're coming from? You know? And so I feel like that, for me, I take that away and I say, yes, I can love where I'm at. I might not be happy with where I'm at. Again, happy being static, right? But I can appreciate and love up on myself and work towards where I want to be. And I can look back and say, look how far I've come. So I really take that and I really hold that with high regard, because it's so true that we just we're so hard on ourselves sometimes. And we, you know, and society doesn't make it any better. Like, you know, all of the glitz and glamour of social media, we can't talk about it enough, you know, and that's why I'm so big on, like, them breaks. Sometimes you just need a break. You need a break. Sometimes you just need a break where you disconnect and you get back to you. You get back to you.
Like, I love what you said. And, like, for me, I used to be, like, the queen of self-deprecation. And it was like, oh, you're such a loser. Like, you know, and just, like, joking, like, not on no for real stuff, but it's, like, also, like, the power of the tongue.
Come on now. So power of the tongue. Absolutely.
I've gotten to the point now. It's like, even when I'm talking to you sometimes, and, like, my other friends, they'll be like, let me guess, one thing you got is grace for yourself. And I'm like, because I can't come and die. Like, I tried. I will say, like, yeah, I should have did better. But, you know, at the end of the day, like,
that's you.
We're going to try again tomorrow.
We're going to try again tomorrow.
What did Glorilla say? She said, at the end of the day got to end.
That's what she said? I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I don't know.
The day got to end. So you going to have to do it again tomorrow.
That's what she said? Is that a song?
I don't know what the song is, but it's like a thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's basically... You just going to have to try again tomorrow. At the end of the day, like, if you didn't get into it today, like,
and that doesn't mean, you know, and we are firm believers. Like, we don't want anybody to be stuck in complacency. We don't want anybody to be mediocre. We don't want anybody to settle. But, you know, we do feel like there is a level and measure of grace we should all have for ourselves. And, you know, we all gonna be hot and tight in our own right. In our own respect, on our own time.
And on our own terms.
Like, and on our own terms. I like that.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, we thank you guys. You know, we hope that this episode resonated with you. If not, let us know what we can do so it can resonate with you.
We just want to resonate.
We want to resonate. We want to
all.
connect, We want you to be a part of our Peak Seeker family. So if not, come on, we want you to tap that notification bell, subscribe, like, and comment so that you can see anytime we drop a new episode, a new video, and go back to episodes that you haven't seen. We got a whole bunch of gems.
Yeah.
We want to thank you so much for another episode of Chats from the Peak.